Now, though, it's time for gaffer tapes.
The gaffer tapes.
Here is Young, edge of the area, right footed shot, what a finish!
Ashley Young's gaffer tapes.
You can.
Yes, you can indeed. This is Ashley Young's gaffer tapes, where Everton defender and former Man United captain Ashley Young will be telling us about some of his former gaffers. So, Ashley, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to ask you 4 questions, and you'll tell us which one of your former gaffers fits the answer to the question the most. But once you've used that gaffer for an answer, you're not allowed to use him again for another answer.
That's not allowed.
Okay? Do you know what? You can do what you want.
No, actually.
But that's sort of the rules. So the 4 gaffers, your 4 former gaffers you're allowed to use are Sir Alex Ferguson, David Moyes, Jose Mourinho, and Antonio Conte.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep.
Question number 1, which one of your former gaffers out of those 4 gave the best team talks?
Well, this is off probably one of the biggest disappointments in football, which myself and ex-players will never talk about, is when we lost the league on the final day.
This is the Aguero moment, right? Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that
Still
what
hurts.
you said.
Okay.
So we obviously walked back into the dressing room, and the boss is there, and for I think maybe half hour is silent, and he just gave this speech about remembering how everyone was feeling after that season, after obviously losing the title on that last day. And it was one of them where it was so, obviously everyone was so upset, but to think, do you know what, when we come back this next season, just always remember this feeling you've got inside this dressing room right now, to go out and to produce and win the title again. Don't ever let this happen again. And what did we do the next season? When I won it. It was one of them talks where I don't think anybody really took it in, anybody wanted to hear it, but when the boss said it, it was like we got back on the bus, and even then it was quiet, but you listened, you heard the words, and I think we took that into next season. I think that's why we won the title in the way we did.
Did Sir Alex always give great team talks? Were they ad-lib? Did he have stuff written down? Did anyone else give a team talk?
I want to say he gave a lot of team talks, but not too many. And no, it was never things written down. He was just off the cuff, and he knew exactly what to say at the right moment. He knew whether it was that, he needs to be a little arm around your shoulder, or you got the hairdryer.
Did you get it?
Never.
Did you not?
Do you know what I've said? I only think there's been 2 players that haven't had the hairdryer, and that's me and Darren Fletcher.
But Youngie, when he speaks to Alex Ferguson, I bet everyone's just got eye contact.
Yeah.
Nowadays, imagine some managers are speaking and players are looking at the phone or looking at a teammate and talking under their hand and stuff.
He's just got that aura about him, and he's that way that even now when you see him, you're still scared of him.
Have you got his number in your phone?
I have, yeah.
Would you ever text him? Not now. I'm curious.
Yeah,
but
we
okay.
text and we talk on the phone, and even I remember being in the car with my wife, and the boss started ringing, and I was like, quick, turn the music off. Actually, you need to pull over. It's just that way. It's that, he's just got that aura about him, that the respect that he gains from everyone. And, I think that's why, he's the legacy that he had in football was that way.
Do you remember where you were? I'm sure you do, when he addressed, I imagine, the squad to tell them he was leaving. Yeah.
We was at the training ground, and, we'd heard everyone driving in, training in the morning. We was on the phone to each other saying that there'd been talk of maybe the boss was leaving, and we was like, it's just got to be talk. He called a meeting as we got into the training ground, and the boss, whenever we have a meeting, was always upstairs. It was in a dressing room, so it was in our dressing room, and it was like, this is a bit strange. What's going on? Something must be serious going on. And I remember him coming in, obviously coming in and addressing everyone, and just saying that the reasons why he was stepping away, obviously for his wife. He gave the speech that he did, and I don't even think he got halfway through, and there was tears in the dressing room. Players, because they'd been with him for so long, or just joined the club. I remember him apologising to a couple of the players that he'd signed that season, and just saying sorry to him for that he had to step away. But as players, as people that have worked underneath him, you know how much of a family man he is and how much he cares about his family, and you knew why, the reasons why he done it. He'd been obviously away so much and wanted to be there for his wife, and that's the why, and that's why he done that.
One more Fergie story, then we'll move on. After the last game he had at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
and then you went back into the dressing room. What was that speech like?
I think he spoke more outside on the pitch. I think that week, he had had a few different conversations with everyone with the squad, and it was tough to take, because it was an end of a, for a lot of the players that were there, at end of an era for, some had grown up, coming through the academy, some had, like I say, just signed, some had been there 4 or 5 years. It was one of them speeches where it was emotional, and you could tell it was heartfelt, but everyone understood why it was happening and why he had to step away. And like I say, he's still got that aura about him, and when you see him, and he's got that respect from everybody.
Do you think, Ash, that you look at the players this season, some of them have underperformed, even like Rashford, for instance, and Sancho? Wouldn't it be nice for Fergie to take them for some lunch and speak? Speak to them and speak to them and tell them come on, you're at Manchester United, liven up.
You say that the boss has stepped away from the club. I know he's of course he's still very much involved, but he's upstairs now, so he's not the manager. I don't think he wants to step on anyone's toes, and I think that was the way when Dave Moyes took over.
The respect that he's got, though. Surely, if you speaking to Alex Ferguson, Alex Ferguson, he's telling you to wake up and you're at Man United.
I do think that could have been the case, but like you say, I think that he don't want to be on someone's toes.
Yes,
he's not the manager. I don't want to be in there talking to players and telling them to do this. There's a manager there for a reason, and he did exactly the same with Dave Moyes. He didn't bother coming in and try and get involved.
What about brunch? Maybe take him out for brunch. Would that work? 11s?
What's that?
Take him out for lunch. Right,
why not though?
We can't.
Nothing else is working.
Just it was so deep. It's like his last game at Old Trafford. Well, going out for lunch at Happy Eaters.
Yeah, because you were about to start crying because you're a Man United fan.
I know, it's quite sad.
It was sad.
Right, I bet it was. So you can't use what?
You want a tissue?
Yeah.
I can't use the boss again, right?
You can't use the boss again. I don't want a wet wipe. Question number 2. We'll take this up. We'll go for a little break after this answer, then we'll come back for the rest of them. So you got Moyes, Mourinho, Moyes like her name, and Antonio Conte. Which one of your former gaffers was the best in training, the best at football, used to get involved the most? Mourinho, going man. Conte, Mourinho, Moyes.
So to be fair, out of the 4, none of them used to get involved. The only one, Dave Moyes actually did get involved in some of the boxes we did. So I'd have to say he was the one that got involved. As being the best, when he was in the box, he used to get about 100 passes. So he used to step in for about 5 minutes and have to step back out.
Not Conte.
Nah.
I thought Conte would have loved to get involved.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because there's a question that's coming that he will be answered to that.
So you're using Moyes up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Moyes' first speech when you met him for the first time at Old Trafford?
I think we met at the training ground for the first time. I was injured when it was pre-season, and it was just an introduction to him. I can't really remember the first meeting as a squad that he had, but I remember him having a conversation of saying that he's not going to change a lot. We just won the league. He'd just come in. We're not going to change too much. Too much is going to get changed, and I think it might have been Rio that had said within the first time we went to the hotel, chips were taken off the menu, and that was a big thing for a lot of the players. That the chips had been taken off the menu, and I think that from then on, it was a difficult ride for him.
Apart from chips, what did he get wrong?
I actually said, to be fair to him, it was going to be tough for any manager coming in after the boss's legacy. You could have brought in Mourinho at that time, where I think a lot of people were talking about him coming in. But it was one of them where the boss had left such a legacy that anybody that was coming in then, unless you were a clone of the boss, I don't think you would have been able to emulate exactly what he had done.
He got rid of all the backroom stuff and he brought his own. Do you think that was a mistake? Because at the time people were suggesting it might have been.
Yeah, I think that was one of the problems. I think the people that knew the club and had worked at the club for so long. Of course, a manager's going to come in and bring his own staff. That's understandable. But I think that you need to keep around people that actually know the club, that have been there for years upon years upon years. And I think that was a mistake that was made.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.